Shugalan Aries, medicine here. And I just want to say thank you so very much for tuning in to this reading. We are here to divine the nature of what will be for you during the lunar cycle between June 3rd and July 2nd. As you can see, I've got my cards already here, my altar space all nice and set up. The ocean has just been calling to me today. I don't know if you can hear those crashing waves. Just hear and listen to the crashing waves. So we are here to divine the nature of what will be for Aries during the lunar cycle happening in June, from June 2nd to July, from June 3rd, to July 2nd, 2019. And the new moon at that time will be in Gemini, for those of you who are interested to know. So new moon in Gemini makes you especially curious. And for you, that'll be a great time for learning. And chances are things will be communicated to and from you that will have emotional ties to them. It'll have some sort of emotional significance to it. Something that has some sort of inner emotional awareness to it. The lunar Gemini is a great time to commune with spirits, especially those that have crossed over. So if you have any dear, family that has crossed over that you would like to communicate with, this is a great time for that. The lunar Gemini new moon is also a really good time to, if you want to do something, like go take a day to learn something, this is a great time for that. Like, you know how they have like the meetups these days where you can go take a day to, go to a seminar or go to a training course that is just for the day, or maybe for a few days that teaches you about something. This is a great time for that too. And chances are it'll really speak to something that is happening on a deeper level for you as well. So it'll speak to something that's happening on a foundational level. So what is going on for Aries during the lunar cycle occurring between June 2nd and June 3rd, and July 2nd, 2019? Okay. Spirit wants me to just shuffle just a little bit more here. So, all right. Right. Your theme for this lunar cycle is to that of the Empress. Patience was the word that kind of came up when this card showed up. And because the card is in reverse, it would express to me impatience. It would express to me an experience that perhaps would involve a low self-esteem, which would be interpreted and expressed through a sort of impatience. An example to this might be never really feeling like you'll ever find the right person. Like never really feeling like anyone would ever love you or want to love you or have you, or not having the patience to not having the patience to wait on the right person to come into your life in which you can share your body with, express your love with. Um, Not having the patience to do such, perhaps because you don't have confidence in yourself and your ability to attract the right kind of people in your life who would respect your body, your creativity. And so that impatience in itself drives you to just have sexual experiences with anyone and everyone. Even the person may seem cute, they might seem handsome enough, or they might seem cute enough, or they might have some things that attract you. But one thing that they don't really do is they don't respect your creativity. They don't respect your body. Um, they're not really interested in you as a person. And this might be one of those situations where you are just not wanting any strings attached, where you're like, no strings attached type of love, and just do it with whatever, because deep down inside of yourself, you may not have the confidence, and you may not have the esteem to believe that you can attract people who would respect you and your body. So I wanna really take a minute to discern what I'm talking about here for a moment. Because I feel that some of you might be thinking to yourself, well, what if I just want to have a no strings attached type experience? And it's not so much about strings attached or not being attached. It's more about having respect for yourself. You can have sexual experiences, loving and sexual experiences with people without having a marital commitment to them, or without having a boyfriend, girlfriend, or girlfriend, girlfriend, or boyfriend, boyfriend, a relationship type of commitment to them, if you will. You can have that and yet still have respect enough for your body to go, I will only share in the experience of sensual and sexual pleasures with those who appreciate me, appreciate my body. Those who see me as my goddess self or my godlike self. Those who see me within my divinity and are willing to and are attracted to that. But they're that inspiration. They're inspired by me. They respect me. They respect me. They see me for more than just a bag of skin. And if I'm still not making it clear to you, I'll tell you the story of Aphrodite. And these are one of my very favorite stories about Aphrodite. This is one of my favorite stories. She is not monogamous, and nor is she promiscuous. She is a woman who will only share love with those who will respect her temple. Anyone who respects her temple, anyone who sees her as divine, and not as promiscuous, but people that see her and respect her and are making love to her within the guise of that respect and that love, she'll make love to them. She's had relationships, and in many of those relationships, she'll let the person know, I will be with you, but don't expect me to be only yours. Don't expect me to be committed to you. I will share my body and share in the experience of love and the expression of sensuality and love with anyone who respects my temple. So that's different from That's different from having a low self-esteem or not having enough confidence within myself to where I just lower my standards and go, well, fine, I'll just have sex with anybody and everyone and anyone, or whatever, as long as they find me to be attractive or as long as they make me feel beautiful. Because Aphrodite knows that she's beautiful. She knows that she's beautiful, and anyone who was willing to step to her and make love with her, they better know that she's beautiful too. There's like this gray blur. There's this thin line. A lot of times we like to be within the black and white. It's either we just gonna have sex with anyone that we define as hot. They might not necessarily attract us holistically, but as long as we define them as hot, or as long as they make us feel like we're beautiful. But what happens when you have suitors, when you have consorts, where you choose to make love to people who are going to respect your body? And that being said, if you are someone who is monogamous, for example, if you are someone that wants a relationship, that wants something more holistic, that wants something more fulfilling for yourself, that involves a monogamous relationship or any kind of commitment or relationship at all, this right here is an experience of what it's like to disrespect your body, not have it. And for some reason, Spirit is letting you know that, Aries, you may need to go through this experience so that perhaps you might be able to understand and know and learn why it is so important to respect your body and why it is so important that you respect other people by learning to respect yourself and love yourself. Right now, at this time in your life, Aries, you may just need to have that kind of experience. You may just need to see what it is like to have an imbalance, disharmony, disagreement. You may just need to have that kind of experience so that it may drive you to learn to love yourself more and respect yourself more. Okay, so that is what I pick up on with the Empress in reverse. So next to her, I have the High Priestess in reverse. Once again, we're looking at disrespect. Once again, we're looking at emotional manipulation. I just want to say these are two very feminine, major arcana. Okay, and they're both pointing to sexual and sensual manipulation. They both may be pointing to someone saying what you want to hear in order to get you under the sheets with them, or in order to make you do something that they want you to do. In order to make you do something that it's a love and leave type situation. They just gonna tell you whatever they divine that you want to hear, even though it might be for their own personal gain, but it's looking like otherwise on the outside. So for those of you who might be, seeking love at this time, seeking relationships at this time, or that might be just giving yourselves to any kind of love and relationship, what the stars are pointing to, what the arcana are pointing to at this time for you, Aries, is that this relationship it's really got ulterior motives that are not going to play to your most benevolent outcome. It's not playing to your interests. It's not playing to your creative self. You are going to end up having some losses and failures in some of this. But once again, perhaps these losses and failures may just be the very medicine, if you will, the very power that guides and teaches you why it is so important to love and respect yourself. Because you might be in a space where you just don't understand it, where you just so strongly believe otherwise, where you just so strongly are not given a DAMN, low self-esteem, whatever have you. And this might even be pointing to those of you who might already be in relationship, who might already be in a committed type of relationship, or even a relationship period where deep down inside you might want something else. But what's going on the outside of you is that what's going on the outside and on the inside of you is that you're being driven, to just be pulled and tagged along by whatever somebody tells you, whatever promises that they make that are not going to be true. Whatever things that they tell you just to convince you to stay within their presence, to remain. And you don't have enough. The whole point here is that all this is happening inside of your universe, Aries. In other words, you don't have enough love and respect for yourself to say, you know what? I'm not going to wait around for this person to tell me otherwise. I'm going to respect myself and my body enough to take a step back from this situation and to gauge and observe and see what happens. In Aries, even though you might be a very independent type person, nobody wants to be lonely. Nobody wants to be lonely. In fact, there's anything that I have learned in my experience of Aries over time is that even though Aries is a very independent being, likes to make sure that they likes to get all their stuff done on their own, no one likes to truly be alone, and so there's this unconscious higher spiritual guiding light that might be really focused on things that happen. You need to have this experience, in other words, because it might be for your divine good that you're having this experience. Chances are evil spirits will definitely make way into your auric fields. They might make way into your universe, or they might already be living in your universe, and now what's going on is spirit is starting to bring them into the light. I get the 8 of Swords once again on the other side of this, telling me that this is a learning experience for you. It's a learning experience. There's something that you don't understand within yourself that you need to learn through this entire experience. This entire experience is a teacher for you. And what's big about this is that with the 8 of Swords, to me, it's talking about powerlessness. It's talking about helplessness. Okay, I can't help it. I'm powerless to do anything about it. And with the 8 of Swords in upright position right now, know that this sense of powerlessness is actually to your advantage. It's to your advantage that your arms are tied and that you can't do anything about it, because you need to learn. And the objective here is for you to get on the inside of all of this, to see what's happening on the inside so that you can learn something from it, to go through the challenges, to go through the experience, learn something from it so that you can rise up out of this and be able to tell yourself, wow, this is what I'm missing. To figure out what it is that you're missing so that you can learn about it, so that you can gain it, so that you can learn how to have it in your life. It's something that you're missing right now. Then I get the Moon card in reverse. And the Moon card in reverse to me talks about a lot of repressed feelings, talks about a lot of repressed emotions, talks about a lot of repressed gifts, a lot of repressed energies, talks about a lot of things that have been sunken way deep underground within the very unconscious of your soul, of your psyche, of your being. Once again, supporting this whole phenomena that's going on here, because there are a lot of things that are happening within your unconscious self that might be reflected in nightmares. It might be reflected in your life. Your life may seem nightmarish because things that are going on within the unconscious concerning a lot of repressed energies. I hear guilt coming in. I hear shame. I hear especially guilt coming in. There seems to be some things going on within the root of your unconscious self, within the root. And pay attention to your dreams at this time too, Aries. Pay attention to your dreams. Get a little notebook, a little notepad, or something that, or even a recorder on your phone, or a tape recorder, or something to where you can record your dreams at this time. If you have access to dream interpretation at this time, you might want to seek some dream healing at this time, or you may just want to pay attention to the things that happen in your dreams, and especially pay attention to what they make you feel, because what they make you feel is going to be very, very, very healing for you. It's going to be very revealing for you at this time. So you might want to pay attention to that. Some things happening along in your dream space that is trying to reveal repressed emotions, repressed feelings, stagnation, that's trying to reveal fears and guilt and shame and things that have caused a dam to happen within your energy flow, that caused a dam. A dam is being built within your energy flow. So it can't flow, it can't move freely, it cannot move. And that's what's going on within the root of you. Spirit wants you to understand that right now in this journey in your life, you are learning. You got the Page of Cups. Woo! What have we been talking about all this time? You're learning to work with feelings. You're learning to be in tune with your feelings. You're learning to be in tune with your emotions. You're learning to be in tune with where love comes from for you. A lot of times we convince ourselves that the things we truly want deep within our hearts, that they can never happen. And it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of effort to believe in something deep within the heart, deep within the depths of your soul. It takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of effort. You've got the Page of Cups here showing up, teaching you to not resist, to accept what your heart, to accept what is in your heart, to accept your feelings, to accept your emotions, to go with your own personal flow, to accept those things, to surrender to them, to not resist them by telling yourself what's possible versus what's impossible, by allowing yourself to go with the flow of the sea, allowing your dreams to come to shore, allowing your dreams to come to shore, Aries. It's about time to learn. You must learn how to surrender to your feelings, how to surrender to your emotions, how to surrender to your dreams, how to surrender to your sexual flow, how to surrender to the sea of spirit that lives inside of you. How to surrender to that. This whole thing is a learning experience for you, Aries. And here's a key nugget of information that I feel that Spirit is trying to reveal. If you trust in Spirit, then just go with it. Go with it. If you trust in Spirit, this is something that is beyond the mundane for you right now. Spirit is trying to teach you about something. Spirit is trying to open some doors to you. So if you resist this process, chances are that dam will still be built up. And that flow of energy happening inside of you will be kept from moving, will be kept from flowing, will be kept from powering forward. Okay, that current of energy, that watery current of energy within your emotional flow will be kept from, it'll be stagnant. So don't resist. Give yourself permission in this time and space to get within the issue by experiencing it. And if it's something that, if you are familiar with meditation, and if you are versed with meditation as a way to teach you life's lessons right now, and you feel like you want to go that route and be involved in that sort of dharma, feel free. But otherwise, give yourself permission to have the experience. The experience in itself could be the meditation for you. And it could be there to teach you something. I was watching this TV show one day, y'all. You ever heard of Boy Meets World? I was watching this TV. I was watching it on YouTube. I was watching some stuff on YouTube. And funny enough, at the time, I had saw an episode where Topanga, which was the girlfriend, okay, it's Topanga, for those of you who don't know, it's Topanga and Corey, who've been in this relationship since they were kids, and they are nearing, adult years. And one day, Topanga had gave Corey permission to go on a date with some other girl, to go ahead and take space and go on a date with some other girl. And he did. And he had an amazing experience. But what the experience taught him was that no matter how attracted he might be to other women, that would still never take away his love and his truth of wanting to be committed and in love with Topanga. And so he can understand that, yeah, there's other attractive women out there, but my love is only for Topanga. And Topanga had to go through an experience like that for herself in order to get that same thing. So, but it took her having the experience to realize that her love would always be what it is for Corey. It took Corey having the experience to realize that his love would always be that way, would always be for Topanga. And sometimes we meet that. Sometimes we got to go through those dark, destructive, seemingly destructive paths, those things that we're afraid of experiencing, in order to realize that, truth be told, no matter what we go through, our love is still our love. It doesn't matter if I got, attraction towards whomever. And the whole point here with you is it's quite similar to that. You have to sometimes be willing to go through, what seems to be on the outside, this stupid, dumb, why am I putting myself through this process? Why, but don't beat yourself up about it. The whole point is you need to have the experience because there's something happening here on a higher level for you. And so embracing it is going to give you permission to ascend and elevate to the next level in your life, because you could be having some resistances that this whole thing might be showing you. Page of Cups, I'm learning about this right now. I'm learning. This is a learning experience. It's time for you to learn the ways of the emotional realm, of the spiritual realm, of your feelings, and trusting in your internal feeling realm, that which exists inside of you secretly, that which exists inside of you. Okay. Look, inner truths. That's the card that wanted to come up. Inner truths. Inner truths. Inner truths is the card that wanted to come up. Inner truths. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Speak to me, Spirit. Speak to me, Spirit. Inner truths. Come on now. Come on. Tell me about it. Tell me. Talk to me about it. Okay? That's number 16. I'm going to read a passage from their book. It says, there is a lot of depth to your feelings. You are on your way to understanding your feelings and desires more clearly. The next steps on your path will soon reveal themselves. The next steps on your path will soon reveal themselves. Stay vigilant to new opportunities that may lead to the beginnings of novel projects or assist with current ventures. Look around you and within you. Be willing to do the work at the deepest level, as you will find jewels of wisdom, knowledge, and the inner voice, all waiting patiently to assist you. Nature's crystals are created deep within the earth. Nature's crystals are created deep within the earth. Go deep and find your own treasures. Spirit, blessed, 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 blessed Spirit, blessed Spirit, blessed Spirit. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful mana right there. That is beautiful medicine right there. That is such beautiful medicine. We have no clue what lies deep beneath. All the pain, all the suffering, all the agony, all the everything that we've gone through. There are hidden treasures lying deep beneath the trauma, lying deep within the very depths of who you are. that you may be in fear of yourself because of programming and conditioning that has taught you to live in fear of you. That buried beneath all that trauma and all that pain and all that suffering, treasures, lying, crystals, gems, treasures, all these doorways, if you can see the shape, they're shaped like crystals, all of them. Shaped like crystals. Treasures within the trauma, my dear Aries, treasures within the trauma. So overall, this lunar cycle experience is all about finding that treasure hidden within the depths of your trauma by giving yourself permission to surrender and not live in fear of your feelings and your emotions. It's time for the dam to come undone. It's time for that energy in motion, your emotion, that energy in motion, to get right back into motion. That's the word from Spirit. I thank you so much for stopping by. I thank you so much for tuning in. I thank you so much for being a part of this medicine. And I look forward to continuing this journey with you when the new moon rises in Cancer.